at, Norm?
We're at Costco again.
Costco again. Those of you people who looked before, back on Evie May, we did this before. We brought lots of bags this time because we are provisioning for, what do we figure?
50 days.
At least 50 days. So we got some stuff already. We've got ourselves a lot of dried fruit, which isn't really keto. We're not really trying to do keto this time. Well, there we are. This time we got some food. So this whole cart. And Norman.
This is all I bought for me. All the rest crap is.
So this time we're pretty well loaded from Costco, and we figure this is 90% of our provisions. That'll be about it. Huh? We got a lot of food. Well, Norman, this is our friend Matt's car here, and it's pretty full. Here we are putting all the eggs in 13 of these little guys. So we got 13 dozen eggs, and we put all of them up in the V-berth in those little shelves right here. So they fit all the way back in here and on both sides. So we fill this whole thing with 13 dozen eggs.
All right, here is most of our provisioning. And what's in here? Popcorn. Caramel popcorn. I went down to Island Hoppers this morning and ordered 6 extra large bags of caramel corn. I'll show it to you. It's like, where's that? I have to find it. It's not in here, but I'll find it. Anyway, that's all we got. We already did all the eggs, and we'll get it all, rest of it on the boat somewhere.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we are going to be able to put all this food in this tiny little boat, but we are. We're getting her done. It's not easy. It's a challenge, but you know, basically we're trying to get 3 months worth of food, 4 months worth of food stocked into this tiny little 27-foot boat for 2 people. And the water line, she goes down a little bit when we do this, but it's amazing how much she can take. It affects our sailing ability for sure for the first, month or so. But that's what we're doing right now. Norm's pouring himself some sugar. Yeah, the bugs will like that if you spill that in the cockpit. He's got some real sugar. He's not ketoing as much this time. He doesn't want to lose quite as much weight as he lost this last time. Still got a lot. Yeah, that's probably enough for this. And then we've got just a mess. The head is full of all of the cushions and everything. And this is what we look like right now, packing everything away. And I know some of you people that are longtime cruisers are going to say, hey, you should get rid of all those boxes on your boat. I know that's a thing that a lot of cruisers really swear by. However, again, I'm going to be one of those cruisers that lived on a boat for a stupid long amount of time that disagrees with the average everyday cruiser. What I found is that there's no way to keep cockroaches off your boat except boric acid, which we sprinkle all along the bottom of this stuff, and occasionally bombing your boat. We tried everything on Wandering Dolphin. We tried taking all the peels off of all of our, all the labels off of our cans and labeling the cans and dipping them in varnish and painting them and all that stuff. And in the end, you still get cockroaches. They just come with whatever. They come with the coconuts. They come with everything. And I find that it's much easier for me to store stuff if I can kind of keep it together. So that's why I do this the way I do it. Just to let you know, I'm not opposed to anybody else doing all the things that you guys do to try to believe that you're not going to have cockroaches. And if there's somebody out there in the comments who's lived on a boat for a long time and they've got a way that they never had cockroaches on their boat, I'd love to hear it. Just don't say it's because you get rid of all your cardboard. I've tried that. But let me know. I'm curious. Put it in the comments. What do you guys think? You think there's a way? Do you think it's impossible and you just kind of figure out a way to kill them? Because that's what I want to do. I just want to kill them. I'll untie the lines. Mig's ready to go. Sails are all ready to go up. I missed my girl this morning when we were getting that all ready. There she is, ready to leave the dock, ready for another adventure offshore from Hawaii to Samoa. We're going to Apia. It's actually his watch right now. I should go down and go to sleep.
Probably should.
We're going to raise the sails here pretty quick. We are very happy to be leaving Hawaii. Not that we didn't enjoy Hawaii itself. We had a good time visiting my cousin. We met some nice folks. But boy, this marina is just really terrible. It's really a shame that, you know, in what should be the boating capital, really, of the Pacific for the U.S., it's this rundown and terrible. But
just make sure you add that it is state ran. It's not a private.
Yeah, this isn't a. It would be so much better if it just had private facilities that they would have competition and, you know, bump things up. And it costs. It used to be cheap, which was so it was okay. You could deal with the crap because it was cheap. But now it's just as expensive as we paid in Ventura, and it's just run down. You're just basically sharing the bathrooms with homeless people. Here we go, out the harbor.
Where's Mig? All of Honolulu, Hawaii Harbor, Magic Island, standing out to sea. Behind this yellow catamaran right now. And there they are. Can you see them? Tiny little dot right there. The red sails sailing out into the big blue. Aloha Mig, aloha Topher, aloha Norm. Proud of you guys. Samoa, here you come. Smooth sailing. Bright winds. A beautiful day today is. Leaving Waikiki and Honolulu. Your next leg of your adventure. Hold back the sun, guys. Hold back the sun.
Well, we're underway. Hawaii is in our rearview mirror now. As Norman said a minute ago, he said it's going to be a distant memory. There's my buddy Norman steering the boat. We have to help Charles Vane out a little bit because I don't know what his problem is. I don't know if it's the waves or what, but he just wants to round up a little bit occasionally, so we just have to help him out. It's not really a big deal though, right, Norm?
No big deal. Scooting along about 5 knots right now. 4.5 to 5 knots.
It's supposed to die down up here in front of us a little bit. We're hoping that we'll be able to at least motor through that portion and get away from the islands, because in a couple of days it gets kind of turns against us if we don't get out of here. So right now though, we're doing good time, so hopefully we can keep that up. I'll show you the last views of Honolulu. Well, here we are. Another day out here, day 2. And we're eating pineapple. We got a fresh pineapple at Costco. Not keto. Sure tastes good though. Good. Just sailing along. Just the working jib up. And man, if it's like this the whole way, that'd be wonderful. Right now we're supposed to be in the lee of the big island. Not supposed to be moving, but we are. It's especially good when you just don't eat fruit ever. Let's see what it looks like out there. Got our awning up. So I got some mics, some external mics for my phone, but I can't have a case on it for this kind. It has a little thing that plugs in, so I can't have a waterproof case on my phone, which obviously puts probably the most important navigational device that I have at risk, just so I can have video with beautiful sound. So occasionally you're going to have normal sound, and occasionally I'm just going to have to pick up this phone the way it is. And you guys are just once again going to have noise in there. If you guys have a great idea for this, tell me in Samoa. Or better yet, get me what you think will work great, and I'll use it. But I got to have my phone in a case. Crazy not to. You hear that? Not the wind. That's the autopilot. Wind died last night. We had to motor a little bit, so we had to put on auto. And he's just doing such a wonderful job, and it's so easy that we haven't switched back yet. And the wind's supposed to die again, so we were prepared to just motor again. So we'd rather not mess with Charles Vane until we know that we got some good wind for a foreseeable future. It's supposed to die, so Otto's doing the thing. He does a good job.
Put him up! Give me all your money. Give me your wallet. Open the register. Oh my god, my eyes. I heard SpongeBob was trying to rob somebody. Where's he at? Oh my god.
Okay, we're going to try this with the mic. See how it works. Go out here. It's in a case. Plastic case. around my neck. I'm gonna try to go out here in the wind. You see what it works like here. So this is with the mic in the wind and the phone in one of those sleeve cases. So let's see how this video turns out. It's blowing about 20. We got 2 reefs in the jib. No main up. Autopilot is steering. This is kind of the Cape effect from the Big Island of Hawaii. Even though we're quite a ways away from the Big Island, the Cape effect really hits out here. We aren't going to be out of it until tomorrow sometime. So let's see how that works. Beautiful day out here. I mean, if you like this sort of thing, which I kind of do actually. I miss my family. Don't say I'm not wishing I was home. At the same time, I'm enjoying being out here. Kind of strange. A little more difficult without my daughter here, since she was with me on the last passage. I've been feeling a little bummed, a little down, because I miss her. But I sure love this. I know I'm not going to be able to have this my whole life. All right, that's enough of a test for this. Good morning. It's day 5 on our way to Samoa. The morning of day 5. I'm making some coffee here, and I heated up a croissant from the bakery in Honolulu. We've got one left. Special indulgence. I've had a cold this whole trip, a cough, and it's just been going through my system and sore throat and stuff. And I'm hoping that the next couple of days I'll be over that. But I haven't filmed a lot because of that, because I just haven't felt good at all. We've had a couple of rough days here going around the backside of Hawaii, the Big Island. The wind dies, and then you get the Cape effect, and the Cape effect enhances the wind and also turns it against you. So we've had a couple of rough nights. Cockpit's much better than it used to be, but still, no amount of cockpit combings are going to stop you from getting wet when the water comes over the top of the Dodger, which is what's happened a few times. So, it's my coffee saying it's done. So I got my French press here ready to go. I got my little croissant I'm eating. The other thing is this boat, we're on a port tack now, which means the wind comes over the port side, heels you over to starboard. And on this boat, my bed is on the port side, so that means I'm laying against the lee cloth. And everything, the galley and everything is along the starboard side. So in order to cook, you have to hang over everything. And the motion of the boat is pushing you into what you're cooking. You're hanging over it and it's pushing you into it. And it's about 4 times more work than the other way. I'm going to be on this tack for a long time. This is it. So we're getting used to it, but it's not as comfortable. It's not as comfortable for Norm either, because his bed is on the port side, on the high side. So now he's sleeping kind of diagonally in a weird way in there. It's going to take us a while to get used to this, but that's morning on MiG on day 5. What of my new patrons said to me that he thought that I was missing a lot of the money shots by talking so much with the camera pointing at my face, and I really had never thought of that. And I guess I'm not surprised that anybody would think that, because why would you want to look at my mug while I jabber away when you could look at this? This is what I like to look at, so I'm going to try and do more of this instead when I want to talk to you guys. There are a few things I wanted to say about being offshore that I think the best spot to say it is right here. One of the things I wanted to say is dreams are very, very powerful when you're out here. I'm not even a solo sailor, and I can't imagine what it would be like to be out here all by myself. I would go crazy because I really wouldn't like the company. I'm so grateful that I have Norman here to talk to. But even with Norman, our world is so small. It's just 27 feet on deck. And it's kind of funny. I think that your subconscious plays with that a little bit when you fall asleep and says, hey, we need to get him out of here. And so you go places in your dreams that are so hyper-realistic that it's like you're actually there. And the last couple of nights, I've had dreams that were memory dreams. They weren't really a dream of something that didn't happen. They were dreams where I just walked through memories of when I was young. And it was interesting because I did that through the eyes of my young boys. I say young boys, but they're young men right now. I dreamed of both of my youngest sons, Ben and Caleb. And in both cases, they were showing me places where they were living, which was crazy because my youngest son was living in my camper van that I lived in when I first met Rebecca and I first moved to Washington State. And then the next dream I had of him was him living with the girl that he's going to marry, and they were living in the house that Becky and I lived in before we got married. And it was almost like I was reliving being young through his eyes. And it was pretty cool. Being out here is good for the soul. I don't know what it is, but there's something about it, for me anyway, that is good for the soul. I've had a rough time of it the last 8 days because it was very hard for me to leave my daughter behind on this trip. And I know she's not sailing around the world with me, but she really is part of this voyage now to such a degree that it was very hard to leave her. And then my wife came to visit me, and I had not seen her for a couple of months. And we only spent a week together in Hawaii, and the parting was more difficult this time. And I think part of it was just knowing that I'm sailing to another hemisphere, even to another date in time. It's weird, but I'm going to be sailing across the international date line, and I'll be a whole day ahead, which I know is just a construct, but it's still mentally kind of causes a little anguish. Anyway, so I thought I'd share that stuff with you guys this morning and just let you know what I'm thinking.